Alrighty, welcome back to episode 3 of the Finches. I'm pretty excited right now because we got 4 more stories. Seems like every story gets crazier and crazier. The craziest story so far was with the baby to me, with Gregory. Um, and Molly too. That was our first story. So Molly, she died of starvation or food poisoning. Those are my guesses. If you guys know, just drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. Let me know how y'all feel about all these stories because I'm curious right now. Because right now I'm already emotionally drained from all the stories we got. So and yeah. Anyways, let's get started. Y'all got y'all Kleenex? Y'all got y'all tissues? Y'all ready? All right. Do y'all have a shoulder to cry on? Well, I guess I could be that shoulder. so let's get it. And can y'all be my shoulder too? Can I lean on you guys right now? Because this is insane, okay? Alright, let's go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
The curse. Oh, I would love to read the myth right now. I would love to read what's on this board. Like, don't you guys want to know, like, more? I want to know more about this man right here, Odin Finch, because it all started with him. This is kind of cute. Got the classroom for the children. It's kind of cool. Alright. Let's go.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
And remember now, she's pregnant. See? Here's the baby bump. Remember, she is 22 weeks pregnant. So she's out here like a straight G right now.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
here we go, y'all. Story of the missing boy. Remember at the cemetery, she mentioned that they never found the body. So I guess just prepare yourself. Prepare myself. Let's get it.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Yo, man, Milton ain't dead. That's David Blaine, y'all. He just ran away. He was like, I can't be a Finch no more. He was like, y'all got the curse. He's like, I'm out. I'm headed to Hollywood. Yeah, actually he went to Vegas first. I don't know, but this is David Blaine. He went to Vegas, did all his little magic tricks on the corner, went to Hollywood. I mean, I really don't know, but Milton ain't dead. He got away from y'all. He out there chilling somewhere. This dude hopped on one of those paddle boats and paddled away. So I'm not even gonna say rest in peace. He's the only one in this family tree that I'm not gonna say rest in peace, because he out somewhere chilling.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yo, I remember building one of these, like doing it for a history project. I built, what was it? I think Santa Monica in Mexico. I built something. But shout out to my mom. She did most of the work. And I think that's why I got a good grade on it. Thank you, Mom. I love you. If you're watching this,
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I guess there's nothing else around here. Let's just go back the way we came, I guess. Let's keep going up. Let's go see Tarzan in his castle up there.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Hey, we got the San Juan L. All right. Kids, drugs are bad, okay? See this? It's bad. It's a no-no.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Okay, they had those on those sticks. Yep. Okay. Got a nice little setup in here. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's get it.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother
Wow.
was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Alright, that takes the cake right there. That Lewis takes the cake on all the stories played. First of all, did he get decapitated? Like, are you serious? Or did he jump out that window? What did he do? Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think happened to him. I think he got decapitated. I mean, clearly we saw the guillotine. We saw it come down on his head. But decapitation at work? Suicide at that? Or was it just mental illness? What was it? Anyways, Giant Sparrow, this is like, I remember reading the Harry Potter books. I was always inside of those stories. You know, like, whether it was sitting there reading it in my bed or, you know, falling asleep while reading it, I used to have dreams of me being Harry Potter. Like I was Harry Potter. So, Giant Sparrow, shout out to y'all. I mean, these stories are very interactive, as y'all can see. I was shaking my head. I'm sitting there saying, no, Lewis, don't do it. Don't do it, Lewis. Lewis, don't do it. And obviously, Lewis didn't listen to me. Anyways, we got all the stories. It looks like we got Edie. We got Edie's story to get to. Let's get it. Rest in peace, Lewis. Sad. Oh yeah, let's keep going up. We can go up, right? Hold on, who's already up there, y'all? Can we get up there? Oh yeah, let's get it.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Don is out here writing books. Okay.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Hold on. Do we got a Dawn story, y'all? Oh, okay. So we got Dawn and Edie. Okay. So I was like, we haven't got a Dawn story.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Here we go.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Yo. Wow. So the character we were playing, she died? Oh, that's sad. That's crazy. Wow. Before these credits roll in, I just want to say thank you very much, y'all. Thank you, Giant Sparrow. Thank you to everybody who had a part of making this game. Great game. This was a great game. If it was just a game where you just went through and listened to the story, but you didn't. You was able to interact So interact with the book. It was just like reading a book, being involved in a book, and just letting your imagination won't run wild. And that's how the Finches lived, you know. That's sad with our last three deaths, just like that. And with the grandma, we don't know what happened to her. Really, I guess she stayed behind and stayed at the house and died. Um, if I missed it, let me know in the comments. And as far as the mom had an illness. Um, we don't know what it was. So many questions left unanswered for me. Like all those answers. I like all my questions to be answered. So we're about to find. We finally got to the house. Remember the grandma Edie? She was telling us what was about to happen at that house. That was crazy. Y'all see the light turn on? That light had turned on. And then her mom took the book from Edith. Ripped the book, so we'll never know. We will never know who's in that house. So somebody was living in that house. That is wild. So that's something that I didn't answer. You know, forget all the other questions I have. I changed my mind. If y'all have any idea or any theories, or is there a part two coming? Is it? Is it? That's what I want to know. So, uh, I have to know. I'm very curious. Anyways, thank you again for watching. Go ahead and smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. All right? All right. Peace. Okay. I lied. I ain't going nowhere yet, okay? I just want the credits to roll in. You know, I don't want to cut it short, you know, because I'm very grateful to be able to play this game, you know. So, um, hey, go ahead and throw our name right there on the play tester. Somebody go ahead and scribble our name right there, Captain CB baby. But I guess we're not play testers because the game's already out. But there we go. Special thanks to everybody who is here watching the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you very much. Shout out to the Edith Finch team. There they go. Wow. 2012, 2017. Bring us another game, baby. Bring us another game. Anyways, I love y'all. Peace out.